Hi viewers, this is Al-Mahmud and welcome to Life in the UK discussion. And today's topic, how to study life in the UK study materials and why it is far more important to understand a topic from Life in the UK book rather than just memorize MCQ. And if you stick around until the finishing the video, I'll give you proof with evidence why it is far more important to understand a topic rather than memorizing question and answer. So hope you will stick around until finish the video. So viewers, let's start to memorize a question in conventional way. And as we know, to memorize a question, it takes a few minutes, for someone couple of minutes, for someone 2, 3, 5, 4 minutes, for someone maybe 10 minutes. It depends on the person, their capability of memorizing a question. So we will do memorize this question, and I will do memorize this question, and you will do memorize this question with me, and let's see what happened after that. So the question is, which famous novelist born in 1775 wrote novel Pride and Prejudice? So are you memorizing the question? I'll give you a couple of minutes to memorize this question, and I'm memorizing this question as well, and let's see how does it help to get preparation for Life in the UK test. So are you memorizing which famous novelist born in 1775 wrote novel Pride and Prejudice? The answer is Jane Austen. I think you have memorized, and I have memorized already. Then we will see what happened after that. We all have memorized this question, and you know this question and answer, and I know this question answer, and suppose we all set for Life in the UK exam and see what's happened. So we set for Life in the UK exam as an example, and question comes slightly different way as they do, and it says in the question, where is born novelist Jane Austen? Can you answer that? No, because we didn't memorize this question. Question can be more different way, can come in more different way, like why Jane Austen was famous for. We don't know the answer because the one we have memorized is linked with this question, but it's different, slightly different question and different answer. And more way I will give you the example, then question can comes. Question can say which English novelist wrote novel concerned with marriage and family relationship, or who wrote the novel Sense and Sensibility, or Jane Austen was a British artist. We don't know the answer any of these questions, do we? And question always change the phase this way in the exam. So it is a trap, and we are just shocked in the exam that we can answer this question because we didn't memorize this question. Then what to do? So I will ask you to take a different approach, and we will try a different approach, and we'll see can we answer all this question we couldn't answer earlier. So let's try to understand a two-line story rather than memorizing a two-line question and answer. So just two-line story. What is the story? Story is Jane Austen was an English novelist born in 1775, wrote a novel based on marriage and family relationships such as Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility. The story one more time. Jane Austen was an English novelist born in 1775, wrote a novel concerned with marriage and family relationship such as Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility. So what does this story is telling? This story is very simple story. As we know, is there was a lady, Jane Austen, who was novelist, who born in England, who wrote novel concerned with marriage and family relationship, and she was a famous novelist, and she wrote some famous novel like Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility. The simple story. So let's see, can we answer all this unknown question and answer as we couldn't do earlier? Can we do it now? So imagine again we have sit in the exam. So we found the question comes in the exam. Where is born novelist Jane Austen? Where is born novelist John Austen? Is it in our story? We have gone through earlier. Yes, it is in our story. Where is born Jane Austen? It is already in our story, because in story says Jane Austen was an English novelist. Which English novelist wrote novel concerned with marriage and family relationship? Simple, we found in our story Jane Austen was wrote novel concerned with marriage and family relationship. Very nice and simple. More question. So can you imagine that how many questions they are facing differently to observe you? Do you really understand what's going on? Do you really understand the story, or you have just memorized the facts and trying to pass? So more way, let's try more way. Who wrote the novel Sense and Sensibility? We have already in the story Jane Austen wrote the novel Sense and Sensibility. Nice and simple. So we can say answer is Jane Austen. More question. Can you imagine that two line of story is representing how many questions? Jane Austen was a British artist. Is it true or false? Jane Austen was a British artist. Is it true or false? So in our story we found Jane Austen was an English novelist. So she is not an artist, she is an novelist. So answer is false. So can you realize that how many different way, how many different angle the question are focusing, and we will be in trap if we just memorizing a simple answer, question and answer, and we will not be able to answer all of this question. So it is far more important to understand a topic, a simple story, rather than just memorize a question answer. It might take same time to understand a topic or story as you memorizing, and as much as you time spending to memorizing a question and answer. So hopefully you have found the reason I was trying to explain, like why it is far more important to understand a topic rather than just memorizing a question and answer. Hopefully this will be helpful for you, and I wish you will get the handbook as I explained in my earlier video, official handbook, and you will try to read and understand line by line. And if you don't understand any difficult word, always keep a dictionary with you, and it can be on your mobile apps. It's very easy to access on the mobile app. You can find a dictionary, mobile app dictionary, you can download it, and while you starting reading this book, any word you don't understand, just underline it and find it out in the dictionary instantly, and it will make lots easier to prepare for life in the UK and pass your life in the UK. Trust me, it will dramatically increase your chance to pass life in the UK. And if you do your study and preparation this way, most likely you are going to pass your life in the UK in first attempt. So read and understand topic and stories, and keep a dictionary with you to understand all the topic, all the difficult words, and also read glossary chapter where is explain the word and jargons, difficult word and jargons, which will be very much helpful for you to understand answer and question in the exam. All right, so guys, it's time to recap. So to recap it, why it is far more important by understanding a topic rather than just memorizing a question and answer. So first of all, we have memorized a question: which famous novelist born in 1775 wrote novel Pride and Prejudice? And answer is Jane Austen. We have repeat it and we have memorized it, but in the exam we found the question comes is slightly different angle and we couldn't answer. Thereafter we have read and understand a simple story, and we have managed to answer all of this question comes in the exam. So this simple story was Jane Austen was an English novelist born in 1775, wrote novel concerned with marriage and family relationship, and wrote novels Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice. And after that, we being able to answer any of the question comes in the exam, such as question was slightly faced in the exam like where is born novelist Jane Austen, and many more ways question can face like why Jane Austen was famous for, which English novelist wrote novel concerned with marriage and family relationship, who wrote the novel Sense and Sensibility, Jane Austen was a British artist, is it true or false? So all this question is answering by understanding this simple two line of story. It is very important. It's far more important to understand a topic rather than just memorizing a question. It might take same time to understand a topic as you are time the spending to memorizing a question. So finally, I'm saying I'm not against the memorizing. You will memorize wherever it needs after understanding the topic and stories. And to understand the topic and story, read line by line the official handbook as we shown and as we discussed in my earlier videos, and read line by line, and any difficult word you are not understanding, use the dictionary to understand it. So guys, hopefully this video is helpful for you, and if you have any question, any comments, any suggestion, put it in the comment line below and I will try to answer your question, or I will take your any suggestion, and see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.